Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Coleman Lantern LT 202RD. This is a great smaller couples model. You don't have any slides you have to worry about it, and you have great seating and entertainment space right in the back of the camper. Let's start off on the kitchen though. So what you'll see is that you do get the double bowl sink as well as the recessed cooktop here. For the sink, you have the larger bowl on the left, a smaller one on the right, which is the ideal setup for washing and rinsing dishes. These are just your bumper stops. I'll show you that when we go outside. Just makes it easier. Gives you a nice spot to store your sewer hose. But we just got this one in from the manufacturer, and that's where they had them. You'll see the high-rise faucet right there just to make washing and rinsing dishes a little bit easier, give you some more clearance. Electrical outlet over to the side, so if you need to plug anything in at the kitchen here, coffee maker, something like that, that's the place to do it. And you have the dual USB port. You will also see that the backer here is not just a wallpaper. The backsplash is actually an extra panel, which is easier to clean. So that's a good thing. You know, rather than just having like a wallpaper there, this panel is easier if you splash anything on it. However, the recessed cooktop has the glass cover, which great prep space here, by the way. But when you fold this up and back, this also creates another backsplash, again, helping you to keep things a little bit cleaner. 3 burners there. The knobs light up just like so. And in lieu of an oven, this one has the storage tray. If you're out shopping in RVs, it's fairly easy to tell because when you look at the oven, it won't have a window right here. It'll just be black. And so that way you know that it's the Furion tray. And the thing about this is it is more storage than your standard oven, because a lot of times with the ovens, you have like the heating element and then the rack. And so, you know, you're really only getting like half of this space. So if you don't really use an oven, this is probably a better way to go. Sure, it's cheaper for the manufacturer, so that way they can get a little less price point here. But my opinion, I really like it because I almost never use an oven when I camp. I would much rather have the storage space, especially in a somewhat smaller RV. Right underneath that is your furnace. Direct vent furnace, it's all you need in one this size. It'll keep you nice and toasty. Some additional storage right up top. You don't really have much usable space on the bottom one there. Top drawer is pretty short. You'll see again, there's not a whole lot because you have to contend with the sink and plumbing. But the bottom two, as you can see, are much larger and quite usable. Right up top, standard storage right there. You know, don't have any styles or anything in between, so if you do have some larger items or like spice organizers or something you want to put up there, you certainly can. Microwave, and then your hood with a light and a fan. Now, taking a step back, I do want to point out the roof-mounted AC right here. So there is an AC unit, so if it's a hot day, you can turn that on. The controls for that are on the AC unit there itself. And as I mentioned, folks, this is kind of an ideal rear entertainment or rear living setup. The reason I like it is because it's great for 2 people. You have a spot where you can both sit and relax right here on the couch. You have a spot where you can eat a meal together. But if you have friends or family over, you can easily fit, you know, 6, 7 people back here and still have plenty of space and entertainment, you know, if you want to have a couple of drinks, whatever. And if they need to stay the night, both the table drops down into a bed and then the Jackknife Sofa does as well. Neither of them are huge, but they will definitely both work in a pinch. We'll start here on the sofa. It does have removable armrests, so you can take those out if you do have guests staying the night. The center armrest right here, the center cushion rather, flips down into an armrest, which is great. Kind of creates like a pseudo theater seating here. And then you'll notice you have some cup holders there as well. As I mentioned, it's a jackknife style. You have storage right over on this side, so you do get a little bit of storage there. Now, the reason I say that's probably the place with just the 2 of you, you'll sit the majority of the time, is because you'll see you have your TV will mount right up there. That's where they put the backer in the wall. Connections, of course, up top. Multimedia Center right over to the side. This is Bluetooth capable, by the way. Controls your speakers in here and outside. But, you know, if you have an arm on the mount, which I definitely would in this camper, obviously you can kind of turn it right toward the couch. Storage right up top there, LED light underneath, and then of course, as I mentioned, we have the dinette over to the side, which as I said, drops down into a bed. Also has the lighting underneath, gives it a pretty cool look. There's an electrical outlet in there if you need to plug in like a tablet or a laptop, and then you have easy access storage with the door on the side. Moving back forward, we get into the Rest of the kitchen, so you have your fridge freezer here. This is a Norcold unit, runs off both propane and electric. It has automatic switch over. And to the side is the pantry. I love when manufacturers are able to put a pantry into a kitchen because let's be honest, you know, I eat a lot. I like having a lot of food handy, especially when I go camping. I hate having to, you know, try to find crazy places to put food, so the pantry makes it very convenient. See a thermostat on the wall here, that is just for the heat because as I showed you, the controls for the AC are on that unit itself. The bathroom isn't huge, but it definitely does do the trick. So you'll see when I sit down in the toilet, as far as leg room, my toes do touch the tub, but you know, I still have plenty of room, no issues there. As far as shoulders, my right arm does rub a little, but my left arm, they cut out the countertop right here, which actually is really nice. It gives me that extra room I need to be able to move my arms, so no issues in the bathroom. You do have some plumbing access there, as well as a little bit of additional storage, maybe a couple extra rolls of toilet paper because it's fairly easy to access, and maybe your black tank chemicals, or you can set it over here if you want, you know, or reading material. That's probably what I'd put there, a couple magazines. Decent sized countertop, you'll see it extends over to the side, electrical outlet there, mirror, sink, and then the tub shower right over here. So with the tub, if you have kids, of course, you can give them a bath. The thing I like about a tub is the fact that because the tub itself, the tub wall comes up higher, you have that higher threshold, your curtain has a better chance of staying in and not, you know, getting water all over the floor. Now, as far as height, I am 6 foot. You see I have just a little bit of clearance here, so if you're 6'1", you're probably going to be in the ceiling. Any taller than that, you'll definitely have to bend down to be able to shower. But if you're any shorter than that, it'll work just great. Of course, you have the hand wand there too to make showering up a little bit easier. As we move up to the very front, you'll see the queen bed right in the center of the bedroom. Privacy curtain, of course, if you need to close that off. Underneath the bed is additional storage, so that way if you have some larger items, that makes a very convenient spot to put those. You'll notice the nightstands here. You have the cubby hole underneath with the nice flat top. And both sides have USB ports and an electrical outlet, so you can charge cell phones, or if you have a CPAP machine you need to plug in, you can do that too. Right up above that is a mirrored wardrobe. You'll see the hanging rod going across, and then an additional shelf going across connecting the two. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Coleman Lantern LT 202RD. Right up front is a power tongue jack. This makes it a lot easier to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle because you have the rocker switch here to raise and lower the tongue, as well as a light for added visibility at night. Right behind that, you see two 20-pound propane tanks, and then you will also see the rails there for your battery. Coming up the front is diamond etch plating, helping to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And as you come around to this side, you will see this one is equipped with solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, it's already pre-wired, and it will trickle charge your battery. One of the things I really like about the Coleman Lantern series is the size of the pass-through. Take a look at that, folks. You have a huge pass-through compartment here, not just in the size of the actual the storage area itself, but the size of the door too. It has a really big door opening, so if you have larger items like grills, you know, big executive chairs, you can actually fit them in there, which is awesome. Right outside of that is the power stabilizer jack. So that way, after you have everything leveled out, you just touch a button, those stabilizer arms will drop down. That way your coach isn't moving around as you're walking around inside of it. This front control will operate the front two, the rear control the rear two. You will see your power awning on here as well. Touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to go right back in, and it has an LED light strip so you have light at night. The entrance has a smaller grab handle as well as the LCI solid step system. It's a great step system. Aluminum tread so it doesn't rust, grip tape on there in case it gets wet. You can see that it is quite solid. I'm over 200 pounds. You can hop up and down and the steps don't really flex. You'll also notice that you have adjustable legs, so that way you can adjust it to your campsite. Electrical outlet outside, if you need to plug anything in, you know, a friend has a cell phone that you need to charge, you can plug it in right there. Maybe you're making breakfast for everyone, you want to plug in an electric griddle, or maybe it's, you know, you're going to have the nightlife at your campsite. You want to plug in a blender. That's where you do it at. Right up top, you can see the 2 outside speakers. Those are connected to that multimedia center that was inside that I talked about, but as I mentioned, it is Bluetooth capable. That right down here is that rear control for your 2 stabilizer jacks in the back. And then the square tubular bumper. You saw the actual end caps in the sink, so it does come with the end caps. That way you have a very convenient spot in which you can store your sewer hose. Right up top here is backup camera prep. If you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier to have that installed, meaning it'll save you money on labor. Coming around to the back side, you'll see right here is your cable inlet. You also have your fresh water inlet to fill your fresh tank. Right next to that, your city water connection, 30 amp power cord right there. And moving forward a tiny bit more, you will see the outside shower with both hot and cold water access. And underneath that is your termination with both your gray and black tank valves. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Coleman Lantern LT 202RD. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.